Okay. Whoa, wait there. Whoa, what's my microphone doing? Why are you so crazy right now? Why is it crazy microphone? Hello? Okay. What the fuck? Okay, so let me just go back to this. What that was weird. So I start streaming, I've checked everything. I go to unmute my microphone. I think there's just a whole bunch of noise or something. And it's because I've just updated the drivers and I use NVIDIA Broadcast because I've got a big bulky mic. There's a lot that it picks up. I mean, if I do this, you can hear the noise. Yeah, so, and it just decided, yeah, you know what, I'm just not going to play ball and think there's no GPU, and then it just took forever to restart itself. Okay, so, all that aside, my computer seems to be on a go slow, so that's fun. I've started again with the idea of the Satisfactory hard world, and we'll hit continue here. It's the exact same settings, but I'm starting in the dunes. I have actually done a whole bunch of work to work out the best ways to do everything. Maybe I should restart my computer before doing all this, but yeah. Oh my god, yeah, because that is chunky.
Potential edible collected. Eating it and surviving does not count as a valid field test and does not generate enough data for Fixit to make an informed decision.
I have literally, if I just show this for the record, I loaded this up in the hope of getting a good spawn. I have got an amazing spawn. And I can prove it to you if I just do. Just close these down a second. We are here. That's all the iron in the dunes. Exactly 16 nodes. That's a lot of nodes. I've actually done maths and everything to work this out, and a big problem I had previously was we weren't building to future-proof. We were just building to work things out. And now I've worked those things out, right? So, hey, I can't say your username, but thank you for joining. You're on YouTube. But yeah, so we've got a whole bunch of stuff and things to do. We need to go. We haven't unlocked the map yet. It's going to be the biggest pain. I really should have restarted my computer before doing. This isn't fun. Never update your drivers and then go straight into a game.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely stored as a stable chemical substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the chemical elements in the air. Preserve the remains for later study.
A399. That's your name now. A399. Where are you? Okay, yeah, so we have this area. I hate it when I can't pick up points. So we have this area. We have iron right there. We have limestone just over there. We have copper just there. Yes. So how do you see? Hold. Manage session settings. There we go. Yeah, so it is 2 times part cost, 5 times power, 100 times space elevator, advanced resource rich, all in pure. Punching the screen. Yeah, so it's what we call ultra hardcore mode because it's a pain in the ass. Okay, we're going to put 2 down on there. Gonna get these set up to begin with because obviously we've been impure. Even if we've got more there, it's going to take longer. And then we're going to drop down the hub in between all of these. Okay.
Samples of new alien species acquired. Notable features are
I hate it when I can't
suggesting it is herbivorous,
grab
and a
the right
thickly
things.
plated skull and spine, suggesting it is proficient at inflicting and receiving blunt force trauma. Preserve the remains for later study.
Limestone is always further away than I want it. That's the pain. We do have Caterium here as well, which we know Caterium is cheaper to make the copper stuff for phase block. So obviously as well, if you want to go back over the first attempt stuff, all the streams are up on YouTube. We're going to be sort of streamlining this one. I really want by the end of this stream to have some form of power going, even if it's not all slooped. I want to have all the basics down. Now, let's grab that. Grab that. This got the extra on top of it. Yeah. So if I mine this, I actually get 6 per turn rather than 1 if I mine nothing. So these are pretty useful to get. I have a lot of Coca-Cola here. Okay. We really don't have a huge need for everything. I'm thinking of doing that. But yeah, so the reason why dunes is it's flat, it's easy to build. You can get to things fairly quickly, and there's a lot of sleeps about, just literally lying about. We're going to place the hub just in here so we can start taking things off. Yes. And we need a map as soon as possible because I'm going to be thrown off without a map. I'm really hoping the island is just up this hill. It is. Yeah. So again, this early stage of the game is all just about building tiny infrastructure to build up to big infrastructure. So we're going over to this one. Now, I don't know if we need the limestone, but we've got some bits, right? I want to build a bunch more portable miners. Let's get that going. Power is a huge issue. That's what I forgot to load up. So power is a huge issue for the entire game, actually. Let me just bring up some maths. Yeah, power is such a pain in the ass. Going to throw one of these down. Okay, we can already make another 7, and that's what we're going to do first. So that's then a bunch we can drop down. Okay, so ever so quickly, I will show you the mathematics of phase 1. This is why I'm sort of doing a Redux. I've already got to phase 2, and was actually on my way to get into phase 3, and then I was like, I don't like this, I'm starting again. So this is going to be phase 1 of building smart plates. This requires 14 sloops. This is all 150% impure Mark 1 miners. Don't mind this, the maths was taking forever. And it produces 10.01, so about 15 hours we've got to wait for this. I could increase this. This is our baseline. Our power generation is going to roughly be this, which is another 17 sloops. And it's basically split into... I have everything planned. I am that facetious with this. So we have mycelia here. Now, you could do more mycelia, because the most efficient way... So solid biofuel, yeah, that's what it's called. It's only efficient with power if you're slooping it, because if this is only producing 30, you actually lose power on your setup to make it, then you actually get from burning it. So if I sloop these, I actually gain, like, it's only like 15 or 50 megawatts, I can't remember what it was. It's not a lot, but it's significant on each one. It's enough. But you can see, like, if I just grab all this up here, you can see average net power, we've still got a bunch. And this is including having some random setups of stuff so I can keep building things. Yes, so I have things planned. There is actually a way to help power generation out early in the game as well, using the MAM. Quite early on, you can get far down the alien tech tree and get the alien power generation. Words. You can get far down the alien power generation, and if you have lizard doggos, you can get steel. So steel pipes is the only thing you really need to jump forward, and you can find those at crash landing sites. And if you get lizard doggos, they have a chance to give you them, which is great. And so you just wait for them to give you them, and you should then also be able to do overclocking. So overclocking is summer slooping, that's the first one we're going to go for, because that unlocks better power generation for us. And then we're going to try and save up to get alien tech, and that's all in phase 1. So that's why map, so I know where I'm going and where I'm at, because even though I know this world like the back of my hand, it's, you know, I think that's just the one I've got here. Don't need as much limestone, if I remember rightly. Now, the worst bit about starting dunes is there's no fucking biomass. It's like all there, or we've got to go a bit further out for it. But what I learned in my first playthrough was I didn't mind running far and doing a big haul to come back and drop it off, and then just go out there again I'd load back up the save. I'm surrounded by trees. I chop it all down, come back, and that was like the go-to. Yes. So, what's phase 1 of all of this? It's essentially just setting up a constructor to make. Oh, sorry. It's the iron rods. That's what we need. Actually enough for one. I just remembered it because I unlocked the daisy chaining on the last world. I'm going to forget that daisy chaining doesn't exist now. Yeah, and we just want one more of these. So this is my second ultra hardcore type playthrough. I had one world that I dumped like 700 hours in, and then a lot of the other bits have been just tests. So this is like the second playthrough of trying this all hardcore. I just completely forgot to build the bars. But yeah, it's I find challenges. I don't know if you call this a challenge or just me being absolutely insane, but things like this I really enjoy. I like the difficulty of it. I like working out the challenges. It really is. Oh my god, daisy chaining is so good. Can't wait to get that back. Okay, yeah, we're gonna dump a bunch in there, and I'm gonna go get biofuel. And look, that's our first sloop. I knew there was one in the house anyway. This is another reason why the deserts are good. There's sloops just lying around.
The summer sloop was named after Marie Somerville, co-founder of Fixit and head of its R&D department. There are many theories about the origin of this shape and why this symbol, mathematically resembling a Mobius strip, has found its way into both human and extraterrestrial culture. Thankfully, you don't need to know any of these theories to be a pioneer. Store it for later use. Fun fact, the planet you are on was found and named during a planet spotting event Marie hosted called Marie's Awesome Scientific Search of the Avant-Garde Exoplanets.
Okay. Yeah, so just done a bit of a gathering session, get some biofuel. I love how easy it is to kill the animals in this game. That sounds weird out of context.
This semi-slug species seems to persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings.
No,
Studying this could provide new methods for improving Fixit production line efficiency. Store this potential resource for later use.
Okay. But yeah, I do plan on when I have a completed series of this, because I will have to. I'll name the guy. He posted in the Satisfactory Discord about this run that him and his friends did, and so this is where I got a lot of the confirmation on my maths. Does that make sense? Like, I could tell I was thinking about this completely right. It was quite nice to have like someone go, yes, we did this, and be like, that's what I did. But he did it all the way through. Now I am one person. I will be doing this single player, so having extra hands I think is invaluable to doing this. So if you ever want to do this and do a bit easier, more people is definitely gonna make that job nicer. Is that actually more iron there as well? God, okay, I knew the iron was close together, but this is actually next level. That's amazing. We're going to be doing lots of big lines of foundation to one thing, make it easy to walk to things, but also oh, I don't have the parachute yet, that's why. Okay, so another way to get to jump in this game, which I worked out ages ago, but I'm not going to do in this room, is make it Christmas. Make it Christmas Day, you get the advent calendar, and actually in one of those things you get the parachute straight away. And you get a bunch of stuff you can sink right at the beginning of the game.
Potential edible collected. If consumed before authorized as compatible with the human digestive system by Fix-It, the consumer is responsible for any and all consequences. Store this potential resource for later use.
I'm going to get to about 1,000 and then head back so we can start to power things. Now, if I'm right, we're already exceeding our biomass generators. Because each one is 20, I think each of those biomass things is a lot less. Yeah, the last run through I sunk about 100 hours into, but then realised that I was sort of trapped by my own playstyle from the hours beforehand. I didn't set up a lot of infrastructure, and so I was having to do that posthumously, and it was not fun. I know, right? I miss the really jumpy legs. It is... I'm struggling. I can't lie. Oh, I can pick those up as well. Okay. This is actually a weird one. First time properly starting in this area, rather than just trying it out. I never started in the dunes before, really. I think when I was first trying out Satisfactory, I did it, but yeah. Sorry, I went way over 1,000 then. But yeah, early movement in the case. Blade runners as soon as we can, parachute as soon as we can, so we can get about. And the second we have both of those is when we start to do world trips to get steel pipes, summer sloops, because I think we need something like 30 summer sloops to do phase 1. Might be 40. Sounds, because that's almost half. Sounds crazy, but it's not that hard to do if you're just careful. Don't pick fights that you know you won't win. Okay, so this is 20, so they're both 20, these both make 20, okay. Biomass. We're gonna need like 16 miners at the phase 1 as well. It's gonna be quite fun. So I could words. Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, no, I was wrong. Been momentum por favor. Is that something angry near me? Just hanging out. Biomass burner. Boom. Oh, okay. This is like the one bit that is just a bit frustrating, can't lie. It's just getting this up and running. Yeah, because that's 30, these are 20. Now our capacity is above our consumption, and these are just running. Now, I'll just craft these up a little bit. No, I don't even need to craft them up. I don't need to do that. Grab these. I'll do this. Okay, we need 8 to make one. Okay, so let's... put our hands in the garbage disposal. Bong. Ha 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 ha. Yes, I figured out how to pick you up, Leaves. Oh. Don't. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Okay, that is very facetious. Oh yeah, look how small our inventory is. It's so cute. I'm pretty sure there's steel pipes on that one as well, actually. You keep seeing me like launch like that because I'm expecting a tiny bit of jump that I'm just not getting. Let's grab these. Literally, anytime we see biofuel, especially I think in the dunes, we're just going to be picking it up. Now, I could do another 2 and drop another biomass burner down. That would get us our resources a tiny bit quicker. Am I right in doing this one first? I think I am. Because this one needs other things, which is what we're going to do after. But I really want maps and the MAM. Which is a thing, we have to unlock recipes to do the MAM. To do phase 1, we have to go get the stuff. Okay. Make wire. This is actually already starting quicker than my last one. I can confirm that. Yeah, it's just craft all that up. But I want... That is not the right button. Oh. We lean back a bit now. See that hot spot. What's good about early game and biofuel is it doesn't use biofuel when it's not needed. It does adjust slightly. It's a bit weird, but I think that so works to our advantage. I was going to do just 2 more smelters, so I just need 4 more rods. Hell yeah. That's all going to just turn itself off at some point. I'm going to cry. Okay, let's start working our way up to the 100 iron plates to hand in. Did it. I'm going to chuck those in there. This is going so much better than the last run. This is how you fucking do it, guys. Just how you do it. Look, I've actually run out of copper ore. So let's go pick up a whole bunch of stuff. You see, this is why you have 5, because these aren't even done. So you wouldn't have even had 1 stack of 100. I'd have opened. Just get those, not gonna lie. So I can grab all the copper. Ah. Computer seems to have settled down with the GPU and everything. Let's head back. I could add constructors onto this mix. I might do. Constructors are also 20 a pop. I'd really only want the 3, so that would mean another biomass burner. The entire reason why, because we don't have underclocking yet, right? The entire reason why is just to automatically do some of these doobies. So I think, yeah, I think one biomass burner would... In fact, that's actually a really good metric. We're not dealing with stupid amounts of things yet. Would allow us to run that creation. Oh, that's actually huge! Oh my god, I'm doing so much better! That was a large bang from that at my front door. I have no idea what that was, and I'm a little bit scared, but the door is locked, so you know, if my home gets invaded, please tell someone. Okay, yeah, so we should be able to run those. So, simple first one is plates, right? What's this over here? I'll use the right one. Yeah, so you're going to be wire. Now what are we looking at? Oh, literally one biomass burner I've actually been able to run. So, but we're getting those first two, right? So let's keep all this stocked for a second. We don't even have splitters or anything. We're literally living in the dregs currently. Let's grab this. And let's just go nab a whole bunch more biomass. This is actually closer to this lot of biomass than I thought it was going to be. You can also see the sheer amount of uranium we're going to play with later. This is also a screen that I don't use a lot. I'm going to use this one for Satisfactory because, again, I'll be chopping this up into VODs and vids and stuff and episodes. Let's do this because it's all unlocking the man when it comes around to it. So,
unknown metal collected. This metallic element is showing properties similar to those in Group 11 on the periodic table, such as high conductivity and malleability. Store this potential resource for later use.
So, 5 times power generation, but also 2 times item usage. It penalizes large construction chains. I think a easy one to explain this with is what's going on? Oh, it's windy. I think people's stuff's flying everywhere outside. No. Yeah. There's also my stuff flying everywhere. So yeah, it penalises large production chains. Simple one to explain this is you've got a miner mining iron ore. that iron ore is turned into bars. Those bars are turned into rods. Those rods are turned into screws. Now, each one of those, you're halving what you'd originally be able to get out of the game, whilst also increasing your power. So at the end of it, one screw is worth a lot more power input. Now, if we go the other way and actually try and condense that, yeah, I think it's just windy. I think someone's wheelie bin fell out over the front, and my parasol out the back blew against the building, which isn't uncommon. Yeah, so it penalises these large production chains. So if you actually take out the iron rod step to make screws, which I mean everyone does after you can do that, you actually save power and you make more per iron bar. And you can do that with steel, because you can make the steel bars, the iron bars, the iron pipes even, instead of the steel pipes. Caterium is a good one because you actually make more copper per caterium. Saves on power. And yeah, there's like tons of these little recipes, but the whole idea with this challenge is to condense your production chain as much as possible, so you've got a really flat input to output. And that's why late game, where you would think, yay, we're in the clear because we got uranium, I did some maths, and the uranium output doesn't really give you much more over the power input to make the uranium power, to make plutonium or even fixonium power, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, can't lie. So yeah, so that's where later on in this playthrough I will be looking very closely at every stage of these late game constructions, where you'll need like thousands of bits, of how we can actually condense that as much as possible. Okay, we need 25 thingy and 8. Yeah, there's definitely some like screwiness with the wind. Or next door's doing work and I've just not noticed. Unquenchable biofuel. Biomass. So you can see why we slooped everything to do with biomass near the end, because you make so much more for what you're making. Now, the next bit of how to... Oh, did I make... Come on. The next bit of how you actually get this all up and running. Sorry, I'm teetering between thoughts in my brain. I don't know what's going on. Look, oh, we're automatically making wire. Oh, this is wonderful. Look, our consumption has room for one more constructor, so we can actually drop a limestone constructor on our list. I was going to say, underclocking is king in this game. So when you get to coal, one node It's barely any headroom. You only get like 100 megawatts after power usage. But 5 times power usage also works the other way. If you underclock it, you gain back more power just for more machines. So, screw up here. Yeah, whatever. So if you use 5 water extractors, if you use 30 for the same output, you save like 100 megawatts. And really all it is resources on building. And if you got those resources, you're saving power. And so I envision the end game of this to be large, flat production factories with lots of machines barely making anything, because I think that's how you get through the particle accelerator stage with all this. Especially if you are on your TOD like I am doing this. It's wonderful. Okay, I will actually just go to make the screws, because we're not going to make the screws in any of these machines. I don't see the point. So it could be a lot of dinking for a little minute. But yeah, math is mathing, right? I think I can actually show what I mean about the usage. If I just do water here and say we're going into a coal generator. Yeah, right? This non-linear power consuming. Hell yeah. It's so that's gonna be finished. Let's get that going. So yeah, this 1.5 making 180 is using 150 megawatts of power. You can see this is only making 300 and this will be using 25. So, and in fact, you gotta think we're on all impure. So let's just say that as a baseline. 75, 25, 150. That's 50 megawatts. Now, we want 90 out, right? 7.5 only makes 35 megawatts. 36. 36, 25, that's now all. You're now getting the overhead. It's 7.5 water extractors, so the ocean is going to be full of this stuff. But yeah, it's where, like, if you're slooping stuff, obviously can't really do it because there's just not that many sloops. But for stuff like this, actually rounding this up away from this specific amount, well, not this specific amount. What am I trying to say? Here you go. These 40 machines running at 25% power only use 128 megawatts. Now, if that was using actual, you know, actual input. This is going quicker than I thought. Damn. It's not underclocked, is it? I feel like I'm missing something on there. Let's throw that away. But yeah, right, that's that is Satisfactory Satisfactory Modeler. It's on Steam. You can actually install it and run it. Obviously I use Satisfactory Calculator Online if you used that in the past. I used the interactive map to plan things out as well. There's a whole bunch of good things on Steam. There's even later, I'll be showing, hopefully later in this stream, if not in the next session, there's a guide of all the crash sites and all the resources at them because it's not randomized. And so then you can pick out the important things like we need computers, we need steel pipes, and we can go around specifically to ones that have those things, gather up the hard drives if we can, and if not, pick up the items off the ground, which we can use for early MAM stuff. Now, another side of this, which is pretty big, is coupons. The second we get the ability to sync coupons, we will start syncing them, because you can then buy parts. And you can actually use a mixture of the BAM and the coupons to then unlock using the geysers around the map, which gets you around 8,000 free megawatts of power, which is huge. Like, that's mad. Gonna have to run around and pick up some other bits. Yeah. So at phase 2, I had 28 of the geysers. You can look at the streams if you need. And it was big because that's free power. I think one of my faux pas that I made is I actually got rid of my biofuel generation because I was like, we're at coal now, and then I realised that coal was terrible. I probably should have kept the biofuel because either way I was going around and destroying the world and chopping stuff down. And if I'm going around searching for sloops and chopping stuff down, even though it's not as good of an input, it's like a little backup in there, which I think I will need to utilise. Oh, that's right out of power. Oh, this is all going to run out of power. You eat these. That's why I'm not able to chuck anything inside you. That sounds rough. I keep going to use the parachute and it's just not there. Okay. Where are we at? And that's it. Bum, bum, bum. We got the friggin' map.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency and alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Okay, we're going to go pick up the limestone because we need 100 concrete for the next step. Which is to get chainsaw. Get chainsaw, we get more biomass, and then we're able to actually just keep that going. What I'll say is this the perfect way to do it? I'd like to think so, but there's definitely improvements that could be made, and I will probably figure out these improvements. I'd like to, again, chop each phase down, maybe into its own video, or series of videos. Oh, hi guy. But we'll see where I go with that. Obviously, I think that build the space elevator. I don't even think we're doing that this stream. Although, to be honest, because we are just making it on the other side, it's not as crazy as it seems. Could be crazy. I know it's still. Hi, Sparky. How are you? Have I started over again, Sparky? How dare you think that question in your head? I totally have, because I am 200% better at this game now. And also, there was a person in the Satisfactory Discord who did this, and they had a whole bunch of cool ass stuff I've seen. And I think I know how to do this as to where I'm not spending 3 hours on getting phase 2. I said a lot of words very quickly though. We are going to drop down another constructor. Deforestation. Greenpeace is gonna rinse. Honestly, voting green and doing this stuff. Oops. I'm sure I can hear like a... Well, okay then. How have you been, Sparky? How's life treating you? Oh, get up the hill, you little... Fun. Thank. Let's get back up to like 1,000 leaves or whatever. So that will hopefully sit there for a little bit longer. I've never played a Xenoblade. Should I? Work is work. Work is work. I really, like, it's 2 months until I start my PhD and I cannot wait. Pretty big. Ruben RPG fan. I mean, I have played and completed 100% every single Final Fantasy game that has ever existed. I need to get them all on Steam because, alright, I got a page on Steam where it shows all 100%, but I don't own them all. I own a bunch on PlayStation where I've 100%ed it. I want to 100% them all on Steam because that would be funny. Back we go. I actually think I should go pick up extra limestone, which I think is over that way. Or did I play Xenoblade Chronicles? I own a game on the Switch that I liked. It was like, well, I don't know. It was something, but unfortunately, I have a terrible memory. Oh, okay, yeah, the limestone's further up, I thought. I wonder if it rains in the dunes. Or if there's like sandstorms. That would be interesting. No. There's my babies. I do like how for you music is first, which is completely fair. Final Fantasy VI is my favourite series, not just because it's the only one I play. Final Fantasy VI is good. Music good, art is wicked, quests are mid, story is they clearly didn't write it as well. Last chapter clearly is the third act, they need to rush. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. I hate that. I hate it when the story doesn't rush. What's my favourite Final Fantasy game? I will give the exact same answer that I got off of Ben Starr in person when I met him. There's a pre-transition photo there somewhere. No, my fuse screen. Final Fantasy VIII. I absolutely adore Final Fantasy VIII, even though I absolutely love Final Fantasy VII, the remakes. I love Final Fantasy 16. I really liked the direction they took with it because I don't just want the same game over and over again. I like the change up. I love the voice acting. I love the fucking world design. More words. That's got 60. You got 48. You got none. That's the one there. I absolutely adored Final Fantasy 15 as well, but you could so tell that there was just stuff missing, like, in the world. Like, there's that one bit where it's like, you're in this area now, and you're like, a whole new area, and it's like, nah, you're here for 2 seconds. And you could just tell that there was going to be more there, and it's so sad that it just wasn't. You are going to run concrete. Aha, I can feed you manually. That, I don't like the rest. Although I will say I absolutely adore 8. You know what? I'm gonna go against conventional opinion here, because not many people like this opinion. Final Fantasy 12. So I've played every Final Fantasy game multiple times. This is where the chat is. Yeah, I've got multi-stream chats up. I can see both at once. I'm not on TikTok. I want to get vertical layout sorted before I go back to TikTok. I absolutely adore Final Fantasy 12. I love the hunts. I love the story. I love the world. I love how it doesn't give you the whole world. I love how it's almost like you're dropping in on a giant story. I wish there was just more of it. I don't like the fact that there was a sequel on DS, but I can play that game so many times over because the fighting is just low-level programming, high-level programming even, wrong way around. And it's just fun to me. You can set up your characters to just automatically do the battles if you know how to do it right, and like only minor it's really fun. It also has some of the stupidest long boss fights. I think Tiamat has like 12, 13 health bars or something like that. Now, my least favourite Final Fantasy games. And here's just a bunch of my Final Fantasy opinions, because I've played them all. Final Fantasy 13 is amazing and didn't get enough love for its time. The sequels build that world lore out so well, but the games are flat. Because people didn't like 13 and they had to make games that people weren't going to sell well, so the thing was just massively brought back on the wall. It's just so sad. But yeah, 13, how that all plays out with 13.2 and Lightning Returns, I really liked. It was unorthodox. One of my least favourite games is 10. I cannot stand, but I will not pick up Final Fantasy 10 again. The story for me is good. The gameplay, the fighting, and the motherfucking blitzball is some of the. It just doesn't. It's just not there for me. Like, I lost my blanket. Yeah, it's just not there for, like, it don't hit. It just doesn't hit. And what I find really funny on this opinion is I really love 10-2. Lesbian Road Trip is one of my favourite games. We're going over all of them. I've not played. I say this. I played all of them. I've not actually played Final Fantasy 14, particularly acclaimed MMO. Just MMOs aren't my thing. It's also the reason why I've though it's not an MMO per se. It's also another reason I've not played Fallout 76. Like, multiplayer games aren't my vibe. I probably will one day get into it because I have played World of Warcraft in the past. And that goes the same with 11. I did actually play 11 at the time. I just didn't really enjoy it. Final Fantasy 9, going back over that one, is also one of my favourites. I think it's the last classical Final Fantasy, because I wouldn't say 7 or 8 are classical Final Fantasies. They're like their own, like, you can see the games getting somewhere, and then for Final Fantasy 9 they went, hold up, we're going to do something completely different, and it's so good. And Vivi will always make me cry. Oh my god, these are emptying quicker than my balls. Really want to get obstacle clearing so I can actually get more biomass or more biomass. Of the original, like, I am old enough to have played a bunch of the original Final Fantasies not long after they came out. And what I'll say is they're classics. They defined the genre. I can look back on them with nostalgia and be like, this is fun to play again. I wouldn't say they're good. They are a product of their time. Which is what I also give to Final Fantasy X. For me, it wasn't good, but it's so a product of its time. You can play that and go, this is a PS2 game. Yeah. I'm just gonna... Every stream I should shit on Final Fantasy X just a little bit. Maybe for 1,000 followers I do a I'm not sleeping until I complete Final Fantasy X stream. Maybe that's the only way I play it again. I did see, so I've been really obsessed with my Final Fantasy VII stuff, because obviously we've got Revelations coming out soon, and it's like, it's literally like next year. Dream buddy of mine is streaming most of the series. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, it's a bit like, I have actually gone back and so I had 100%ed remake, Final Fantasy VII remake on PS4. Yeah. But when you have a PS5, it has new things, and I played Intergrade and not completed it like 100%. So I actually went back and did that, and I'm currently working my way through Reunion. That's not what it's called. Why? I keep blanking on what the second game's called. But yeah, the sequel I have it's finished up to 9, but it's redoing 6 before doing 10. That is fair. I will say this is a non-controversial opinion. This is just one that I think a lot of people agree with. Scariest villain in all the Final Fantasy games, like end villain. Fuck's sake, die! Your buddy's body's getting in the way. Is Final Fantasy VI's Kefka. Rebirth. That's it.
The astrobiologist Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts. These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique signal. Research it in the MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and application. Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
I'm going to say... What's? Yeah, so I'm currently... I say 100% every game. I've not actually 100%ed... look at your list. Rebirth, yeah. I was doing the Chadley missions, got stuck on one and just never finished it. So I was like, right, I gotta start again. I'm currently about to go to Gongaga. Yeah, so... And I've just been enjoying it so much. I love how they kept Kate Sith Scottish. But I've been really loving my Final Fantasy VII lore. Is that the right word? Yeah. Now, like streams and challenges people have done, like on the original, like someone getting to the max level before leaving the first area and having to leave their like computer on and all this stuff. Like I love it. I love stuff like that. Now, I will say, we are like an hour into this playthrough so far. We are so much better set up than we were like 20 hours into the last one. And we've still barely done anything. Let's make... That is not a lot of shit. Oh my god, okay. Okay, there we go. Bonk. We'll just find the one that's empty. Like I said, all we really need to do is get to obstacle clearing, and then I can really drop a bunch of... Oh my god, this is what it's like. It's fairly low. Let's get rid of that so I can have that into there. You're empty. You're not. You're at 74, you're at 70 something. Split that, you go in there. You go in there. Just need those screws, boys. But yeah, even though this is like back to being Twitch scum, hell yeah, get in your place. Good, you're helping out my metrics a bunch, Sparky, thank you. As another 100 screws we can just drop in. But yeah, I adore Final Fantasy in all its forms. Like, it's just so good. Even though I said like I will put 10 at the bottom of my list all the time, that also doesn't mean I didn't have fun playing the game. Just when I put Final Fantasy X next to the one that came before it, Final Fantasy IX, it's literally night and day. Like, 9 is so good. Oh my god, like, actually look at how much resources we're burning through already. I think we can go through. Oh, no way. Ah, I love 16. I've not played the DLC for 16. I can't remember the end of Final Fantasy 16, so I can't even tell you. But there's such a good game. It's another game that I say, like, you are dropped into a world with history. You know a slice of it, of everything around the main character. And Ben Starr is such an amazing main actor for that. Yeah, when you said that, I did think about it. Don't worry. Which again, right? Like, they went, we've got power. Let's, like, in a console, let's make the most physically intensive summons we can ever produce. They literally went balls to the walls with it. It's great. But yeah, I've not played the DLC, and apparently Leviathan's in the DLC. I think the whole DLC is called like Thingy of Water or some shit like that, so I guess it's Leviathan, but I have no idea. I have not seen or played a thing of it, because, yeah. Which is another thing. So, I plan to get Switch 2 soon. Maybe Pocopia. But also, when the new Pokemon game comes out, we'll be streaming that pretty religiously. Because I need my... Oh, I'm so burpy. I need my fix. I need to finish my thingy. Go kick your ass. Oh, and as well, I do plan this week on finishing Pragmata finally. I've just not been able to stream much recently. Oh. I will say, I have an almost perfect living dex. I'm missing Deoxys, there's the only Pokemon I'm missing. Still so pissed at that right now. There's still very large bangs happening around the place. It'll be hilarious if I'm just sat here getting robbed. Speaking of Final Fantasy. What I was going to say is, despite me having thousands and thousands of years of hours in Pokemon, I don't like shiny hunting. I love randomly coming across shinies. Maybe one day I'll shiny hunt. I did quite enjoy it in ZA. However, I am also the absolute worst person at battling. But yeah, I plan on finishing Pragmata this week, because I really want to finish that game, not gonna lie. I will also send that message to my girlfriend. Oh right, you're that kind of freak. Oh yeah, no, shiny living dex is... It's like a stretch goal. I will happily... If I find shinies or find a bunch, I will guns blazing, and I will have a shiny living dex set up, but I won't ever actively hunt for it, because it's just not fun for me. Like, I don't like the resetting, I don't like the monotony of it. I like watching people do it, like the guy who's doing Root Master right now in Pokemon Heart Gold, or just Gold he's doing. I love that for him. Like, I love watching people do their thing. Me? No. Okay, we're almost at Chainsaw time. When we're at Chainsaw time, we can just stock up a bunch of biomass, and then we'll do base building, and we'll set up the infrastructure for all of our stuff. I guess one thing I could also do at this point, that I've not thought about because I've just been bouncing back and forth, is build them now. But as well as living dex, this is also a ultimate living dex, so that is all forms, so that's all gendered, all different form variations, all Gigantamax variations. For example, I am trying to get all the alchemies. Yeah. But yeah, when Wind and Waves is out, I will be jumping on that bandwagon. That is. But, so there's only 1,700 Pokemon with different forms. I have 1,500. Fucking shit balls. Okay. I may as well just put in some tiny grunt work to get the screws here so I can make the chainsaw and then go get the stuff with the chainsaw. I can't, but give me a number and I will incorrectly tell you which Pokemon it is. Because that's another thing I'm not good at. I can tell you which my most hated Pokemon is. Although, my friends fucking hate this. My most hated Pokemon. How many is it to make screws? Yeah, my most hated Pokemon. The one I cannot stand the most. The one that I think is a pointless Pokemon. And it should have been included in a different Pokemon evolution line. That was exactly 40 screws, by the way. That was damn good counting on my part. Is Maractus. Fuck Maractus. There's 1,025 Pokemon.
Milestone reached.
It is
Solid
ridiculous.
biofuel, created from any biomass, ensures maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, the chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size. Inspirational note, will you be the Fix-It Employee of the Month? You could be if you construct, automate, explore and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency. This isn't just fun, it's contractually mandated fun.
Oh, I guess we gotta get more stuff. Because there's no way I'm gonna actually make the chainsaw with by hand. I thought it took a lot less, but that's 320 screws, which is a lot. But yeah, Maractus is annoying. I know it came out in Gen 5 and they did a whole new thing. How is it not just some Blossom Mutant? Exactly, right? If Maractus was a divergent form of Cacnea, or just a gendered evolution of Cacnea, it makes so much more sense. It being a single non-evolving Pokemon in the middle of everything, quite literally, it's right near the middle. It's like 500 and something the number is. It's just pointless. It's actually, the design isn't bad. It's just, why do I have this bitch? Because as well, I love stupidly designed Pokemon. I was around to own. Hold up, wait there. I think I had something there. How is it not a Cacnea variation? Exactly. I was around to own one of these motherfuckers, right? Yeah. So I can happily say Gen 1 has some of the worst Pokemon designs. And when people are like, oh, blah, 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 I'll just throw a Voltorb in their face. And it's like, it's not the worst design. It's just, what is that? When you have Pokemon like Klefki, right? That is a single evolution, nothing Pokemon. But when people are like, it's just a set of keys. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Like, it's just a set of keys. That's hilarious. Like, think about that in terms of, like, you go to find your keys one day and some sentient thing has stole your fucking keys. That's brilliant. I love it. I will argue against any. So, I don't mind Voltorb or Electrode. I'm bouncing between thoughts. I don't mind Voltorb or Electrode. What I absolutely hate is when people say, like, oh, the best Pokemon were in Gen 1. I'm like, sorry, you had Ball, Upside Down Ball, Grimer, Pile of Sludge, slightly larger Pile of Sludge. You had Fox, you had a cat. There's a reason why they... Oh, that's not good. There's a reason why they keep going back to Charizard with everything. It's because Charizard was a fun design. Right? Kramer. Exactly. And so when they release a Pokemon like Flamigo, and they're like, that's just a flamingo. Peachy had a 3 evolution line where it was all just the same fucking thing. A fucking pigeon. Like, you had rat, larger rat. There has never been this amazing Pokemon design, and people who think that the older generations had better Pokemon or X generation had better designs, it's just nostalgia glasses. Here's my 2 cents. Because again, like, Gen 1 had some general great designs. Dratini. Win. I don't know, give me your empirical reason why Johto's best. I don't really have an opinion on which design is the best. I honestly think out of all legendaries, Ho-Oh kind of sucks. When you have Lugia as its counterpart, which is so much cooler. But that's a complete opinion on my part. Like, whenever I'm given a chance to go catch Lugia, I'm like, oh, awesome. Whenever it's like, it's Ho-Oh, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy exists. Oh yeah, he's along for the party. I forgot about him. Exactly. And I think that, again, I think that's nostalgia glasses on my side, because the Lugia movie has my favourite character in it, which is the collector guy who collects all the Pokemon in cages, which I took to heart and tried to become in the Pokemon world. Never let me be a billionaire. It does have Entei, and it does have Suicune. Or is it Suicune? How is it said? I know, because again, I played it when I was a kid. Okay, you know what? You are cooking that, and it has some really fun babies they introduced, like Pichu. Like Pichu's class. Still definitely nowhere near enough. Azurill, yeah. I agree. There's some class Pokemon in Johto. But I will posit Gen 3 might have the most number of bangers. Johto definitely has some really fucking classic ones, right? Steelix was also a good addition to Onix. I think that's the perfect way that they went with him. So, I agree, Johto has some great designs in there. I do think Ursaring looks fucking dopey for what it's meant to be. Like, it's a big, mean dinosaur. No, it's not. Dinosaur. Big, mean bear. You're like, no, he's a little cute boy. These all ran out of biomass at the same time. Oh my god. 30. Yeah, let's just. Yeah, Tedious is great. Is Snorlax a bear? I thought it was just a Snorlax. Okay, yeah, let's... What do we need? We need 50. Yes, what do I need for this? I need screws for that. Okay. But Gen 3 has the largest number of bangers of any generation. That... Yeah, I never really clicked on that being a bear, but it does make sense. Gen 3 has the most number of bangers for a generation that introduced and let you play with mainly just new Pokemon. Because if we just go to the legendaries, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, Deoxys, Jirachi, as well as the Regis, Latias and Latios. That's pretty fucking cool, just on all of that alone, right? As well as you have some ones that have sort of became classic and introduced in every game, like Snorunt, a Spheal. You had pretty good bug Pokemon at the start with Wurmple. I quite like Dustox and Beautifly because I liked the Silcoon, Cascoon crap. You have the fact that they managed to introduce another Pokemon that just took up the entirety of the sea, which is fucking Pelipper, a Wingull. You have Nosepass, which was so fun to find back in that original game. Chimeco. Was Shuppet introduced then as well? I think Shuppet was introduced then as well, Shuppet and Burnett. Like, you have some really big bangers, and Gen 3 is one of my favourite generations, just on many, many levels. I'm trying to think of a Pokemon that I don't like from that generation. I think it might be Manectric. I never really cared for Manectric. Again, not that I really don't like him, just like, oh yeah, he's here. But yeah, I'm waiting for Fire Red Pokemon. Bread. Tasty. Just gotta send a picture of bread. But yeah, I'm waiting on Fire Red integration into Pokemon Home. And then I can actually have Deoxys, and I've completed my Living Dex. Yeah, that's what Gen 3 was. Gen 3 was, we can't just keep adding on to the world, so let's do a completely new region and just do a whole bunch of new Pokemon. But there are a lot of bangers, they are. And Lotad, Ludicolo is fucking great, right? But then the starters, you've got Trico and that whole line, and Trico's not that great. But it has Mudkip and the other one. It was fire. That Torchic in that generation? That was Torchic, wasn't it? I agree, but I will also say I've never cared for the starters of any generation. The first generation where I've cared was Gen 9, because I really fucking love Sprigatito. And Gen 10 might have that with me as well, because I really fucking love Brout so far. Yeah, right? So Squirtle was my first Pokemon pick. I love Blastoise. But really, like, when I look back, it's like, if I'm given the choice to pick any starter, all starters out in front of me, it's like, I'll go for Sprigatito. Because I also love Meowscarada. She's a babe. And I just... It's just really fun, isn't it? That's... Literally how most of my starters have been picked for me in the past is I just go to someone, pick a number between 1 and 3, they pick the number, and then that's my starter. That's how little I've cared about starters in the past. This is all going to run out of stuff before I can get anywhere near there. Yeah, Red was my first game as well. But yeah, Cannon Turtle. Shit we need. It's so many resources to make this. I really don't know what my favourite... no, I know what my favourite Pokemon is. It's Mimikyu. Absol. Metagross as well, yeah. And that's just the normal boys. Okay, gonna dump you next. Just noticed you in my inventory, taking up space. But yeah, Mimikyu, favourite Pokemon, followed closely by Gengar, Sprigatito, well, Meowscarada. Melodic kind of dope. I fucking hate that bitch. I agree, dope, so cool. The fact it evolves from a 1970s Japanese businessman is hilarious. Because Feebas, no, it's Seeking that has the receding hairline. Words. But every generation that's like, oh, you've got it. I've remembered I can steal these, by the way. That's why I came over this way. Yeah. Oh my god. Sharpedo is... Sharpedo's hilarious as well because... what's its pre-evolution? Kaka. Oh my god, I screwed that up twice, it's hilarious.
Damaged hard drive successfully
Kavana, that's
acquired.
it.
All
Thank you.
pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for analysis in the MAM, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in the contract.
Yeah, they are... if they're by themselves, they're really shy and weak. And I love that. I love that they're like evil looking, and then if they're by themselves, they're like, please don't hurt me. Peak design. I could... Yeah. Okay, we should... I will pick that up eventually. I love Gardevoir. See, Gen 3. Great, right? I love Gardevoir. Just recently, I've actually come to love Gallade as a member of my team for its pure fighting purposes. Actually need now 320 screws. Doobie-skook-a-doog. I don't know why that's in my head again. Bloody TikTok. Have you noticed my twinkly lights? Yeah, I absolutely adore Gallade. It becomes a staple in my team. As well, Gen 9, I really like Charcadet and its Evos. Okay, I think I can actually just bite the bullet with this and a bunch of these, and I think I can do the last lot. That's fair. Like, I love Johto because you could go back to Kanto in it, and it felt so nice. Snubble. I never cared for Snubble. I remember as a kid not caring for Snubble. And I don't know why. Like, I'm sorry, Snubble. I think that I forgot Snubble existed is my exact thoughts. I forget he exists. think. I now need the 50 back in. Okay. Not gonna get funny there, am I? That's what she said. And then after I've got this all running, I can look at building the MAM so we can click off some of our things. Yeah, you're going to be like most of the way there. There will be undoubtedly some beads lodged in here. Deal back. Want this to say 50, I make the 50, I make the chainsaw, we go collect a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Missing 6 cables. And we got the chainsaw! Woo! Yeah! Togepi's great, and all the evolutions they added in later for Togepi, still great. It seems dumb taking out the biomass, but we're going to turn this into biofuel so we can chop down more stuff. Something something eggs. Something 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 trans people something eggs. How much resources do I actually need to build the map? 15 cables, that's all I need. Well, shit. For some reason I thought there was a lot more I needed. Boom! I'm just gonna get pissed off with
The
me here.
remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration. The remains researched belong to an organism that tends to nest near objects emitting specific types of resonance. Spitters are called as such due to their ability to create and spit plasma across long distances. Spitter remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration. Sometimes toes need to be stepped on for the sake of progress. Fortunately for you, I have no toes.
Just getting pissed off with
Your
me.
enthusiasm for saving the day has been noted. Your attitude has also been noted.
I love pissing off Ada, it's so funny.
The message you just skipped is one of the winners of the monthly Pioneer's Choice Most Interesting Message Award. What a shame.
Okay, and that unlocks overclocking as well, which means we can underclock stuff.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed.
Yeah, we save a bit of power there. Let's go chop down some trees. This would be so much easier if we were like nestled in amongst a bunch of trees left the other area. We've got to actually travel so much to get our trees now. Tiny bits of grass. Don't mind tiny bits of grass. I want there to be no vegetation left in this world at the end of it. We're going to pave over this entire thing. You are Caterium, and we need to do the Caterium branch. Hell yeah. We're cooking with gas now, bitches. I love the smell of carcinogens in the morning. No, it's really scary. All the years I've spent as a chef, and all of the gas I've had burnt around me, and then being like, it's dangerous to your health. Fuck! Like, I spent 12 hours next to a 12 burner stove. 12 hours a day next to a 12 burner stove. Like, oh. Yay. I'm thinking just the ventilation, I bet it's not that bad, but yeah, probably is. I love the taste of them carcinogens. So if you ever want to know what I do in between streams when I go gather wood, is essentially this whilst watching something. So I've been watching Tiptoe. Last time I did this, I think I watched the first episode of Tiptoe. I need to continue with that, but unfortunately I cried like a bitch at the first episode. But yeah, I usually just watch something and just abnormally do this. I usually keep, if I go like far, I usually have enough resources to make a crafting table, so I can just then turn some of what I'm gathering into solid biofuel, so I can keep going. You can see I've already done through like 12 or so. Hi fanboys! How you doing? Don't quote me on that. I'm good. I'm just chopping down some stuff. How are you? I should mine this sulfur.
Unknown chemical element collected. This non-metallic
and
multivalent element seems to be present only in a solid state and exhibits a most pungent smell. It is fortunate fixit helmets are of such high quality. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Yeah, probably head back now, turn it onto biofuel and power our stuff so we can work towards base building. Get base building done, we will start to lay out all of the stuff for our biofuel. Obviously, like I said, we need to gather summer sloops and a bunch of other stuff. I also need to find some quartz so I can dig a bunch up to make the blade ridders. I'm sure there's some quartz nearby there. Is it late game? Or it's like mid game stuff, so it should be fine. And we've got some modular frames, which I know we need to make other stuff. Oh, I should have probably... There. On that one. Yeah, I think I can just hand in most of this as well, so let's just do that. Right, we can now actually just power this stuff again. For a good little bit at least. So we can make use of some of our crap. It's there. We need to go get all of the iron up. Base building, I can't remember what the next one is after that. Yeah, that's what we need. We need logistics, because that gives us splitters. I forgot what I was doing, which is why I started doing this, and that's what I was doing. We're waiting on this to finish. Okay, so let's have a quick gander at our mathematics. So, we don't have mycelium nearby. This is essentially a stretch goal because this gets us a lot. This isn't as much. But this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to do 5. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up the idea of the things before we get the things. Words. I am such a wordsmith. Damn. Biomass burner. This looks like a lot because it's saying 60. How much would that actually produce? That's a damn fucking good amount. But we need to limit this to 120 because that is the max belt output. So yeah, we'll start with this setup because it's just 5 of these going from one thing. But we need to essentially set up for 15. Now, thinking of doing biomass, that's not the word I'm looking for. Doing overclocking actually on these, so instead of having to build 15, we're building 5. Saves resources and getting the setup. Essentially has the same 3. Okay. 5 minutes till that's done. Yeah, let's run back, grab some more stuff. Let me look at my interactive map. Let me load up a new save into it on the new. What says? Oh, it didn't say auto save on it. If you want to know what I'm looking at, is this tool on Satisfactory calculator. You you load it up, you can see it. You can do entire world edits. You can like build stuff in here and everything. It's an amazing tool. So there's a sloop there. There's also this one here. It needs 20 steel beams to unlock it. You only need 25 screws, and you are the other side of that thing. Okay. Let's do a little bit of a round of everything. I don't think I need copper because I've got a lot of copper now sat here. I actually think I need to really go start going to the limestone one and getting some of those pulled out. Because like that's just 100 coppers out there now. I guess I could have that turn into other stuff, but like I can essentially go turn that on into like so much wire. Don't really need it as much. I keep meaning to make fucking more miners for this bit because it's only the 2 and 200 doesn't get us very far. Oh, that's quartz.
Unknown crystalline mineral collected. This mineral is composed of the same chemical elements as quartz and may yield similar industrial functions. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Units there. These do rock up fairly quickly. It's quite nice. See, we're actually using a lot less of our consumption right now. It's only 2 minutes away. So just make these 5 or some here. Okay, it's only 30 we need. I think if I do it from the side whilst the other one's doing it, we'll be able to hand this in. Riveting. Okay. Get it, riveting. Okay. Base building, done. Logistics, next big one.
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Exactly, Ada. Who needs people? Okay. So. Now I've got underclocking that is a thing we can do. We have 2 iron nodes right nearby. So instead of actually manually feeding these, although it's like, oh yeah, 16 minutes, it's going pretty quick, we could slow burn off over time. Right, this would only be 30, so that'll be half, that'll be less than that. So we just need the storage containers to store them in, which we've now got. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So let me just make sure I've got enough to build. This is our first automation. Because the idea is we just leave these ticking along whilst we go do other things. Now we're going to pick all these up. That goes there. That goes into here. And you go into here. Now the reason why you don't want to set this up straight away is this uses 25 megawatts to get 30. Without underclocking, this would then use 20 megawatts to 160 that it's not getting. So we can halve this now, and this will only use 10 megawatts. Or less, it's not a direct thing right there. We'll work this out. But now this is only outputting 15. This wants 60, so we can actually now just set this at 25, and that uses even less power. So it's literally get 15 into that. And then I can just drop a storage container on here that falls into, and that's it, just making plates. Yeah, so you can see this actually uses 8. It's not exactly half, it's an exponential scale. It actually uses less than half. So instead of using 25, 20 and 20, which is 65 megawatts of power, instead we're using, since it's 33, this, it's 36.2, so it's half. I don't. Oh, I do have enough. Look at that. Magic. Right, now I'm missing cables for the constructor. That would be it. Yeah. And again, what we could do is if we had a splitter, say just that 10 coming out, we could really reduce that down as much as we can. But again, it's exponential, so when we're already not making a lot, trying to save a lot is not going to work. But if you're using some 100% and you can make multiple machines running less on this playthrough, you will save power. Yeah, that is very steep, isn't it? So even though this is technically running less than whatever we had before, it will be running as long as we have the ability to run it. So this is making 30. We whack that down to 50%. That is not. Okay. So there's been a lot of noise, and apparently Morocco beat Canada in footsies. Is that could be next door that I'm hearing? Ah. Oh no. Rip. Okay, this can go down to 50%. Yeah, 8 megawatts. 8 megawatts. She mega on my what? Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun. It's because this area is quite quiet for it all. I can imagine though if England win. Was that Monday? Monday morning? That's gonna suck. That's gonna wake me up. Hey, look, another iron. This is actually great. There's so much iron. I will happily and confidently say, by the way, that I don't think England are winning the next game. Playing Mexico on home turf. Ah, there he is. Something said it was angry with me. I didn't know you were having a bath. I'm sorry, guy. Okay, yeah, let's get this guy. We will obviously try and leave those everywhere because we can make lots of health stuff later on with it all. Yeah, we're just going to get rid of that now. We're not feeding those into anywhere. Yeah, let's get more of this. So I completely lost where I am. Shit. It is. No, I knew where a thing was. I could see it. Okay, where was it? Oh. There used to be trees here. There it is. Man, do I love deforestation. Oh. Thought I had more concrete than that, but I do not. It's still doing my good old trick. Doing this. Yeah, that'll do. that. I don't have a parachute. I was about to parachute. I'm glad I remembered that before I... Oh, God. Okay, you need screws. Here's your screws. Quiet your whore mouth. You have been playing for too long. No, I have not. You don't know the meaning of too long. I didn't see any goodies around this one. What the fuck? There are no goodies. There are no goodies. What? I've never seen... I don't think I've ever got this crash site before, to be honest. I've never seen one without anything extra. Interesting. I punched him in the face. There's really nothing up there. That's so annoying. I was hoping there'd be like something. Maybe there's some more above. Maybe that's it. Could be it. That's really interesting. There is actually just nothing. What? Okay. Did you know you can sneak up on things in this game? And the sneaking even works if you're using a parachute. Satisfactory fun fact. I am actually going to pick up this coal because we might be able to do some sulfur research with it. Oh yeah, I don't have a parachute. I was going to jump down. Now, I can still jump down, and I'm not too far from home. Yeah, I can stick this landing. See? There's a cave here. I didn't know this. There's a sloop here. Oh my god. That's an accidental find. I've never collected this sloop. And I have a world where I collected a lot of sloops.
Why does the effigy avoid the windows?
Attention. Your brain's operations are outside typical parameters. Time spent daydreaming will be deducted from your sustenance budget.
Why does the effigy avoid the windows? Oh, shit. A bit more of a fall than I was wanting then. And down. I'm guessing I can swim in this. if I just quickly go back over to this and say I just... Okay. But 1 would reduce these to 10 on each, right? And this is making the exact same amount of power. Yeah. So, yeah. And 10 would reduce logistics and fill time, I think. I actually don't think that matters. Thinking of it because it would use it quicker. Yeah, there's a bunch of things to think about with that, because obviously if their usage rate is, say, 150, we can't actually input 150 into that situation. We're just losing power. Oh, hell yeah, radiation. Where from? What, there? Oh my god. That gets you from far away. Okay. We can put this into here. Bunk, bunk, bunk. Okay, what have we got? Inventory slots. I'm just, before even looking at anything else, we're going to go with that.
Alternative recipe selection available in the MAM. Research completed. Alien protein can now be turned into biomass or alien DNA capsules. In addition to being used for research, the invaluable alien lifeform data in these capsules can be traded for fix-it coupons at the Awesome Sink. We guarantee the best capsule to coupon exchange rate anywhere on this planet. Research completed. Caterium ingot recipe unlocked. New caterium research available. This unknown chemical element was in reality an unusual mixture of solid sulfide and sulfate materials from which sulfur can be extracted. Sulfur's primary use lies in fertilizers, which we have no use for. Instead, this element enables access to more volatile obstacle clearing and pioneer defending tools.
I think we got like 6. In fact, yeah, let's just use up all the wood. Yeah. And I'll just run around and just fill each one up as much as I get. And we have some left over. Ta-da! Okay. And look, we're accruing things still. Yeah. Yeah, gonna pick up you. Can we make a miner? Yeah. And we've just picked up a thing, so we should be able to do that. The Caterium there is literally going to be one of our main Caterium for smart plating. Yeah, first let's drop a miner down. And a comfortable core. Now you're making 30. You want 90 in, so if we actually just reduce this to 5, or automatically 30, which is literally just 5 per minute, which is nothing, which is why clipping. I'm also going to put these down. Because we're going a lot. Okay, there we go. We've got that going. We haven't got copper going, because to be honest, copper at this point isn't that crazy. You don't need crazy amounts of bill. We've got still 2 stacks of the other stuff. I might just go grab some anyway, so we've got a bunch of wire that's going to be made. But again, I can just do these. To be honest as well, make this one into wire. Is that just 60 going to 30, 30 going to 30? It's just not many power cables around. I think I've overloaded the power supply. I think that's what's going on there. Yeah, let's screw that, I think. I can do that by hand, and it's going to muddy things. To be honest, we don't need that. So, yeah, look, our amounts fuck with each other a little. But wait a minute. Our capacities are the same. Our production is lower. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to go grab a bunch more stuff anyway. Copper, because I will keep feeding that wire. So why not? I do need to mine up some SAM. I think there was some SAM this way. We need it for the alien research tree. And we will need it just in general eventually as well, so it's good to remember where it was. I'll get that. What's in here though? Yeah, there's the SAM. Oh, I need to put this. Hell yeah. Get the slug.
The strange alien matter, colloquially known as SAM, seems to be in its dormant crystalline state, meaning it won't break down your body into its base atomic components on touch. This living matter is extremely versatile and has countless applications. Research it in the MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and application, as well as a secure method of awakening.
Yeah, because we need to awaken some. Can I just... Yes! Yes! Already quicker than I can mine it. I was like, oh, it's gonna take me a while. Let's grab 100. I did see I can't remember his name. I will have to link or do something somewhere. Him and his friends had like 100 of those portal miners set up on one resource. And it makes so much sense because you can just throw as much on. If you've got that many people who can pull it out that's worth it, like, yeah. It makes sense. It's so slow, but it is going. That's the main thing with that stuff is it's just going. Don't even have to think about it. Okay. This would also be really good, but that's 1,000 fucking 10.
Strange
Okay.
alien matter analysis completed. Dormant crystalline SAM can now be found with the resource scanner. In its dormant state, it is safe to handle without special equipment and can be stored indefinitely.
Yeah.
Research for enabling the reanimation of dormant SAM is now available.
Fill the rivers with blood and let the effigies defile our temples. The sun will follow.
SAM reanimation recipe unlocked. SAM can now be safely awakened, provided it is contained. Meaning, if not contained in special electromagnetic storage, it tends to start breaking atomic bonds of any matter it has physical contact with, and reconstructing it into easily transportable resources.
Scripture and blood compose harmony. Follow our hallowed temple halls and listen to the echoes of your ripples. Our bones are more beautiful than yours.
My bones are more beautiful than yours. Right after my heart. Scan the hard drive. Keep forgetting to do that. Whoa, our consumption and capacity is like super close together. I guess it's the minus. Because our thing is now higher than our other bit. Okay. I guess if I just put this at 50, right? The idea is to just have this randomly filled with iron as well. Okay, so we're slowly ticking off towards the logistics. Space elevator is space elevatoring. Now, if we would start building the foundations, words are difficult. I'm going to keep it to the world grid for everything as well. And that is everything in the world. Okay. So, we want 3 inputs of biomass. Mycelia, leaves, wood. Those are our 3 inputs. Each one of those will go into X amount of, go into their own biomass maker. That is a lot more pipes than I thought. I forget that the plates actually take longer than the pipes. Rods. Okay. Let's go grab some concrete. I have no idea how much is going to be in there. Probably not a lot. But as I go to sleep tonight, I'll probably just leave this world on, because then things can just accrue and I can just turn it off in the morning. We can just have a bunch of each of these resources set up to be made. Seeing that, concrete just slowly phase out the side of the mountain was funny. Okay, so yeah, I only want to go for about half an hour longer. I think this is actually a really good first stream of getting everything set up. Surface too uneven. No, you're not. I press H, you allowed to be placed. And that's our inputs, right? Boom, boom, boom. We really want to fill out logistics so we can actually start working on splitters. And first one we're going to set up is leaves, because leaves is because to produce a good line of leaves you need pipes with higher input. Not pipes, belts with higher input. This is why I need sleepy brain. Leaves, wood, mycelium, right? And then that's how we're going to do it. Focus on you. Yeah, so if I put you in here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so if we go back to this, this is what we're working on, but this is going to be 60 to begin with. But I'm going to build it as if it's full. Because then once I get the summer slooping unlocked, we can just use whatever we've got already. Oh. Not having the legs really detrimental. But yeah, so leaves will literally just straight. This is leaves to biomass. You're at 50% always. Let's see how much quicker I can do to see if I can unlock. In fact, the Caterium ingots. Well, it's just not. Look at how much I've used. Oh my god, that's 2 ingots. That's hilarious. Worth it. Whoa, what did I just do? I saw a fucking menu there. Yeah, we can take those 2 in. I can grab you. Up. We'll go back over here, and I think then we can enter logistics. I think. I might have a fun way to do this. So for one thing, I don't like this being 7.5, so we're going to auto round. So that means we're going to have 8 going at 93.75. Exact same thing. Oh, logistics we can hand in. There we go. Boom. That's huge.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in, visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out, feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Okay. So, I have a bit of a fun thought on how I can actually make this look. I need more concrete and more plates, but verticality, right? Because I can already, if I do this, I think I can just split, yeah, anywhere along here now. That's a new thing they added in the last update I never used. Which means we can actually have one main line of the... About to sneeze. Okay, now good. One main line of the wood going in, that's just being split into this essential stack. Although no, I still don't like this. I can never think of how to like lay things out nicely in Satisfactory. It's one of my problems. So let's do this. Let's think. I want this all to be lower so I can fuck around with it essentially. Leaves. The leaves are an interesting situation because leaves will just go one-to-one into another, and then into power. Now doing it like this means the power is going to be like either side of this line. Sorry, I've selected the wrong one. It is you. You will run at 50%, but you will never run at 50%. 25%. Maybe 50. Now. We said about 8, didn't we? That means 4. How can this look pretty? I'm really thinking of how it can look good. Maybe that's it. Maybe all of the foundations need to just be stacked together for the actual biomass burners, because there's going to be, I mean, there's going to be a lot of them, right? Just even with all of this down, that's 50, that's 75, so that's already 100 and something. So that's going to be a lot. So we will need verticality. Gonna kill our power generation. Okay. So yeah, this just goes bonk bonk. Then we also do a little. All of these are still at the same level. They all just go bonk bonk bonk. Right. Then oh, I can actually search for quartz. Screws are needed. Both of those are needed actually. Okay. How far are we up building this? Quite far. So I'm actually thinking recouping the costs on this. Because, like I said, I'm going to go to bed in a sec. But I want to leave this on and accruing resources. Because I'll literally just go have a lie down with this running. I always build the constructor first. I always forget we've got smelt. So you are producing 30 a minute, which means you are 50% less. Which means you are 50% less. Does our power generation have enough? I'm saying I'll leave this on, but our biomass will burn out. Maybe I just leave it on for a little bit then. That's actually really annoying. I didn't think about that. Completely slipped my mind. But yeah, what if this just goes up? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then each one of those lines comes down into the lines of the biomass. Yeah, I like that, because then we've got vertical stacks, and you know, verticality is something Ada insists on. Okay. We need quartz for these, and we actually have all the stuff. And I am getting pissed off with how slow I am. So I'm going to, I think over here was the closest quartz. Yeah. Just about 600 away. I knew that was coming soon as well. Fart rocks. It's coal there. There's also quite a lot of coal in Dune Desert. I think there's 4 lots of coal, which means you can create a lot of steel on how much iron is nearby quite easily. let's mine this up. This will be quicker than doing the other lot, to be honest. Oh no, wait, we've got the I started walking the wrong direction. Yeah, we'll get the Blade Runners at least unlocked. I keep forgetting that unlocking doesn't give me the item. But yeah, we'll get them at least unlocked to be made. Excuse me one moment, I'm picking up a slug. Hi, nice to meet you. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. I don't know if anything good late game can be made with quartz. Annoyingly, like, I wish there was more limestone because you can mix the limestone with stuff to get more resources. But again, we bring back up the fact that we're adding length onto our production lines, which this challenge doesn't like. Okay, so let's check some messages. Okay. Where's home? This way. Oh yeah. I think this early on we're going to be using all of the alien stuff for just biofuel for powering the mini factory. In the second we've got our biofuel lines set up. Which again, like, I could turn the monsters into good biofuel. But because they do make a lot. Going past the concrete anyway, so let's pick it up. It's going to be like 10 in here. 29. It's better than I thought. Yeah, so we'll literally have like 5 and then 5, going into 5 and 5, and then out and down round to a big array of biofuel burners. Will be fun. So far. No, quartz. Gonna make
Research
H5.
completed. Silica recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
Okay. Now we can unlock these. We do want to unlock that. So, in fact, we can unlock that now. Because this one's a parachute, I think. That's completely wrong.
Research completed. Quartz crystal recipe unlocked. New quartz research available. Blade runners unlocked. Equipped to run faster, jump with greater force, and decrease fall damage that might otherwise have lowered your value to fix it.
Obviously, making blade runners this early will be huge. Can't look at it directly when I want to pick it up. Let's get rid of this trunk. No one needs this here. Gives me oh, we got mycelia.
The fruit of this fungus-like flora does not seem to show much potential for use. However, its mycelial network is worth further investigation. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
So, the reason why I put mycelia on, which I didn't do before, is we do have the swamp close to the dudes. It's dangerous as hell. But a quick in and out could yield some really, really good results. Let's get to a nice round. 300, why not? Okay, so yeah, we'll get back. I think we'll end with building Blade Runners so that next time you know that I will be speedy running around. We'll unlock the mycelia tree and everything. Ages ago I made a map of everywhere that had steel pipes. Once we get a parachute, we will do a big run around to start getting steel pipes and everything. Try and set it up so our factory has a somewhat working deep biofuel setup, so we can run around and go get all the bits that we need and still have this running on the side. I do still really like the idea after this challenge actually doing a mega world where everything is pure, everything is like geared towards the right era and everything's like half power and everything. I think it would be such a breath of fresh air after this. But yeah, essentially this will just go 5 up and we'll have this go in and we'll split off of that. Verticality. I'm really hoping I can hit both of those. 250. I think I can do it then. Because the extra inventory space is huge then. That's like... because that's a lot more. The more inventory space, obviously, the more that you can just go run around and pick things up. Speed and jumps. Oh, wonderful. Okay. let's get up to 200 so we can get the inventory space, and then we'll end stream. Day 1 of our Redux Satisfactory Hardcore. I think we're already a little bit further on than I was in the first one. In fact, I need to just power all the machines again because I've let it sort of run out. And I keep forgetting that was sort of low, so I definitely got to do it. Okay, there we go. That means we can do this one. Amazing. We don't even have enough to actually
Pocket
do that.
dimension now extra dimensionalized with additional dimensional capacity.
Yeah, so I'm just going to do this. So I can stock up the machines a tiny bit. Okay. We've been running. We'll just get some of this out of the way. Sweet. This is actually so good because we've just got stuff amassing slightly now. Okay, steel pipes is needed for that. We can just make reanimated salmon. In fact, again, I keep saying we'll do this before we end stream, and keep adding on the list of things I'm going to do. We're going to go pick up all that and make the reanimated salmon. Because then all we need is pipes. Now, I don't know how the reanimated salmon is going to have a play in the end game of being able to use those machines where you can turn it into other resources, turn some resources into others. Yeah, I don't know how well that's going to work. So, yeah, this whole area I have envisioned as my biofuel area. Can make 62. That's not too bad. So that's from a full 500. We can make 62. I say that's not bad. That's actually really fucking terrible, but we gotta live with it. Yeah, so it's just the steel pipes for that, and then we can unlock this one, which just needs 10 of these, which need steel pipes to make these. And that's why then we're going to do the production on the fly. But I need to plan that all out. But yeah, I don't think that's too bad for a first input. We've got our biofuel factory actually starting. It's nothing crazy right now, but you know, the whole beggars can't be choosers type shit. So the plan would be there would be the next one, right? Can I actually just make more cables? See, this is the problem with Satisfactory in me. I will just keep playing. this is going to be the wood. I can't remember what the input is per thingy. 0.2. That was literally down to 20. Boom. Now, say we take this. I don't actually know how these splitters work yet, if it's easy to use. So I'm just having a quick look at that. So say, yeah, we want, oh yeah. Now, let's say I want to clear that one out. What's actually going to be dismantled? Is it just that top bit? It's just that top bit. That's actually great. Oh my god, that means you can really like... Because that means... Essentially, I can... Missing one cable. It's back to the me always missing cables. Then we can do this. I can take this. I can't even tell if that's actually on the right level or not. I guess it doesn't overly matter because, like, that's where we want that. Whether that matches or not is a moot point. Boop, and then I keep forgetting I done the parachute. Oh my god. Without the parachute, I'm not landing these jumps. Then again, either way, all we ever want is that. And then all I need is the last one. Right, and then yeah. Okay, I can make the cables. think that's right, isn't it? So if I go this way, it's going to be poking over, and none of these are poking over. That's elegant. Because if this just lets me, each one of these will go into a biomass burner, and then we'll essentially have this doing the same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this will go, if I can just make another 1 to prove my point. It feels like it's saving resources doing it this way as well, but either way, I'm just happy with this little design I've got either way. Needs to be closer? No. So yeah, this will be outputting 120 at some point. You will be outputting solid biofuel having an input of 120, what was it? Making 60. So, but making 60. Don't put that to 1. Two, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll also do the same on this bit. So I have 5 there, and then we'll have another 5 there, and all of them will go away to their own things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this one will be here, and this one will just go straight down this way. That's really annoying timing. Yeah, I like this. This feels really, really pleasing to my brain. Because essentially, I just so you will be making boom. I don't really need that one to prove my point. I'm going to place down ones that I know I'm going to forget to upgrade at some point. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this would then go like 1, and then say 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you would come out to 4, 5, and then you would come out to here. And then from this one, we'd have another 5. So we'd have 11 lines. 11 lines of 60, is that right? That's going to be double to 60. This is actually still the same biomass. Let's change it up. Yeah, because you're going to be pumping out 120 biomass, 100 biomass into 60. This would have... Would it have hydrogen it's going in? 120, no, it would be 60 into here. This would only be 25. So this would only be, no, because I'm looking at this wrong still. Biomass going in, 60, yeah, 60 going into 15 solid biofuel, double that to 30. So this would only be a line of 30, these would all be 60, 60, 60, 60, 60 30. Bit annoying, but, which means maybe we just drop that one on the end, right? So in fact, this just comes all the way out around and down to our last ones. Good forethought. Right, that is going to be it for today's stream. I am exhausted, so I'm going to go get some sleep. I'll be back streaming this within the week. I'm going to be streaming some Solarpunk this week and some other stuff, so keep your eyes out. I'll be streaming at midday BST, so some lunchtime streams this week as well. Yeah, take care, have fun, and I will catch you in the next stream. Bye bye.